I don't know what people look like. I have face blindness.
It's a good thing you work on environments, Blake. Hey, welcome to Front Seat Gamer. This is episode 90. God damn it, we're starting again. Hey, welcome to episode 90 of Front Seat Gamer. This is Nick. I'm here with Saveun.
Yo.
And Blake.
Hey.
How's it going, guys?
It's going well.
90.
90. 9-0.
We did it, boys.
Yep.
We're at 90.
So the last episode of Front Seat Gamer. We usually start by talking about what we've been playing. I've been playing a lot of Mario Party.
Tell me about it.
It's fun. It's Mario Party. It's actually Super Mario Party, and it's been a super fun time. And right outside we've got some people just moving metal around. So that's
There was drilling and cutting before.
Yep. And so you're gonna hear that.
Yep.
That's a feature, not a bug. Saveun, you been playing?
Can we go to Blake? Can we come back?
Blake.
Well, wait. What about
Blake.
Mario Party?
Blake. Well, we'll talk about it because
Yeah?
you've been playing a little bit of Mario Party at work.
Yeah,
right?
I played a little bit at work.
Yeah. So we'll
I
talk.
lost horribly, but there was something going on because I left the couch. I was coming last, but still like in the running.
Yeah.
And then I left the couch to go to the toilet, and when I came back, all my coins were gone. And I don't know what happened. And everyone was like,
You just got Super Mario Party.
yeah. So something suspicious happened.
Did someone take your turn?
Nope. I think there was a challenge that I was not part of that had all my coins stolen.
That seems plausible.
Yeah.
That seems mean as well
Yeah.
that they would do that without you. But you know what? You probably deserved it.
But I did have, because in this Mario Party, I don't know if it's in others because I haven't played one since like N64.
Yeah.
But you have allies in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I had the most allies, even though you don't get any points or any recognition for that. But I had the most allies.
You do get recognition for that.
Do you?
Yeah.
Thanks. Thanks, Nick.
I give it to you right now.
Thank you. Thank you.
Well done. No. Okay, so
I won the popular vote.
Mario Party. I've been playing it with my wife a lot and some of her friends as well sometimes.
What's it like two-player though?
It's fun.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do
you have an AI? You have AIs, right?
Yeah, I think you have to have AI.
Right.
I think it's always 4 players.
Okay.
Or four like competitors.
Yep.
It's really the Mario Kart of board games in that like there's enough random elements that like you can be pretty good at the game and still lose to someone who's playing for the first time. Because you get blue shelled or some equivalent of that.
It's the luck of the dice.
It's not just the luck of the dice; it's the luck of the like random events that can appear just randomly on the board. You'll land on a square and it'll be like, oh, there was a hidden block there.
Yeah,
Was there a hidden block there, or is the game just be like is just like you're coming last? You're have some free coins or maybe a star.
Well, look, I was coming last and I didn't get free anything, so
That's a bummer.
Yep.
They've got lots of. Here's an example of what happened. I thought was pretty funny. We were playing Mario Party at my wife's friend's place. 4 players. My wife is coming like third, maybe, and then on the last 3 turns, they say who they think is gonna win, and then they, inexplicably, give the person they think is gonna win a bonus.
Whoa! What?
It doesn't really make any sense from like any standpoint, really. But usually it's a small bonus. Like you get like at +3 or +5 to a roll. Maybe. But they gave my wife the golden pipe, which is you use it and it takes you right next to the star, which is like where the thing you want to win when you're playing Mario Party is stars. And so last 3 turns they give my wife, who's coming like 3rd or 4th place, the golden mushroom, and she buys like 2 stars immediately.
Oh, wow.
And then I think does it again or something and just wins. Completely crushes us. So there's just like a lot of random stuff that will completely swing. It doesn't like if even if you're good at the mini games, there's no guarantee you'll win. But it's fun, and as 2 players, there's like enough variety. You've got co-op mode. You've got like there's a few different co-op modes. There's a version where you're going down a river and trying to like avoid obstacles and play mini games to get more time to stay going down this river.
Huh.
And then there's a different version of like standard Mario Party where instead of having like a normal board game layout.
Should we just pause it? Does it even come across?
Yeah, it does. You can hear it in the background. Listeners can hear it. It's just a platform coming down outside my window.
Yep.
What you're saying, Nick?
Yeah, sorry, that was the. I'd been talking too long about Mario Party.
That's the alarm.
Yeah, yep. Okay, time's up.
It's a fun office game.
It is. It's a fun game in general. It's not like you're not gonna have like it's not Smash Brothers.
Well, it's a fun party game.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah,
it's not Smash Brothers. You're not gonna have a fun competitive time. But it's a good time. The 2-player mode, or like there's like a co-op board game mode where the board is freeform, like it's actually divided into a grid.
Oh,
and so you can move into any grid space you want.
Really weird.
Yeah. And there's like actual tactics involved there, and my wife and I just crush the AI every time so hard. It's
wow.
so much fun.
Tell me, is there online multiplayer?
There is online multiplayer. I haven't played it. I think you maybe need the like paid Nintendo
Oof.
Online thing.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of this, but it seems like everybody has that. Don't
Yeah, that's true.
So
Do you play as a me or as the Mario?
you play as a
Characters.
Mario character.
But
Oh,
for
the
online-
I don't know.
That'd be gross if it was a me.
I think
Yeah.
you have
Yeah,
to.
I hate those things.
Well, your character choice makes a difference to like what your special die is.
Oh yeah, that's right. It
So I
does.
don't know if they can do the me thing.
Yeah, thank God.
The allies, you mentioned that you don't get recognition for getting the most allies, but at the end of every round or at the end of every game, they give out special stars.
Oh yeah, they gave out a special star for they had the ally star, and I was like, "This is me. I got the most." And then they're like, "Whoever has
This-
Peach as an ally,"
Yeah.
and I didn't have Peach as an ally.
Yeah.
But you had everyone else.
I had everyone else.
It's real weird. They give out a limited number of special stars, and the special stars that they give out are randomized.
Yeah,
And so sometimes it's like for the person who has just the right ally. And
yeah.
just-
I was just like, dude, I've got like 8 allies. Here.
yeah.
Come
And
on.
they're like, this person who's got 1 wins.
Yeah,
Oh, okay. But sometimes it is for the person who has the most, a person who has the most coins, a
Yeah.
person who had the worst luck, or there's like a bunch of different things.
Hmm.
Anyway, it's a good time. If you're just looking for a fun chill party game, it's pretty good.
That is cool. I like
Yep.
it.
We've been playing Blake.
Man, I finished Before the Storm. Life is Strange Before the Storm.
hmm
Finished that. Started the Captain Spirit one, that free.
Oh, I got through that too.
Oh, you got what?
Yeah.
Captain Spirit?
Yeah.
Oh, I've only just really gotten into it.
Cool.
But
It's
get-
not too long.
Yeah. I get in a sense of like the dad, how he's a little bit useless.
Mm. Yeah, he really is.
Yeah.
It's kind of
He like
fitting.
you introduce it to him as like he's cooking breakfast, but you see like 3 beer cans or something next to him, and he's just drinking beer, and you're like, dude, it's like 8 in the morning.
Yeah, yeah. How far through are you? with that?
Not far, like just a little bit past there. Like
Okay.
I started it like one time at night, and then I was like, I'm getting too tired to play this.
Huh. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was expecting it to be longer. I think
Yeah.
the whole thing was about an hour and a half.
Yeah. That's cool. But yeah, I finished Before the Storm, and I finished the bonus one of the farewell, where it's Max and Chloe the day or a couple days before Max leaves.
Shit.
Yeah.
Huh.
Which
I
is
didn't know about this.
yeah, it's a bonus you get with Before the Storm.
Oh, that's cool.
And it's just like a fun little like kids playing like their pirate game or whatever.
Mhm.
But then, oh man, there's get some stuff at the end that you're just like, holy shit.
Cliffhanger.
There's some stuff. Yeah.
Get heavy.
It gets heavy real fast.
Yeah.
Yeah. But then it's actually cool because like this is not a spoiler. Max knows that she's leaving, but she hasn't told Chloe.
Mm.
So throughout the whole like game, they're just having a fun day. But in the background, like Chloe, Max is like, oh, should I tell her now? Like,
Yeah.
how's a good time? When's a good time? I don't want to ruin the day, kind of thing. So it had this sort of heaviness over the whole thing.
That's cool.
Yeah,
Yeah, because you as a player know.
yeah,
about it
you
as
as a
well.
player know. Yeah, it's good. I really like those games, man. And I've heard I haven't started playing the second one yet. I was gonna wait until all the episodes come out, but I have heard that the first episode is damn good.
Huh.
Of the Life is Strange 2.
Right.
I've
okay.
heard it described as like it
It's
feels
completely different, right?
yeah,
like
it's completely different.
It's like two dudes.
Yeah, it's two brothers.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't even know if it's set in the same town,
Mm.
but it's still set in like a similar sort of
There's
area.
a lot of snow is what I saw.
Yeah, I think so. And they're in a small town, and there's like woods and stuff.
Cool.
Yeah, but yeah, I heard it. It was described to me like it felt like a later episode of Life is Strange 1.
That's cool.
So it's like fucking right off the bat. I guess it's like pretty heavy.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nick, did you put more time into Life is Strange?
No, I should. But I haven't yet. I will.
I want to
At some
have a Life is Strange.
Yeah, there are
Like,
some
you wanna
real
talk-
big spoilers, man.
You want to talk about Life is Strange as an episode at some point?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Maybe next week.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Not next week, but next episode.
Next week.
Oh,
Next week.
should I chime in about next week and what's happening next week?
What is
So
happening?
guys-
yeah. What are you
we're on-
talking about?
we're on the eve of
Oh.
of Red Dead Redemption. It's
Oh,
coming
man.
out in 2 weeks. Like
Oh, boy.
it'll be out. Shit. Yeah, on the next episode.
You
Like-
heard it here first.
what's
It
going
will
on?
be out. Shit.
It's gonna be out.
It's coming out.
Oh, I'm gonna be talking about
I'm gonna be playing it.
this freaking game.
Yep.
Just one game. So
I would play it.
I'm gonna take the
except
game.
It's not
the-
coming to anything I own
It's not coming to a mobile device or the Switch
or a PC.
or a tablet.
or PC. Yeah,
I have
you're
a
right.
nice PC.
When was the last PC game you played? Not Path of Exile.
I played Res HD recently. Playing some of that.
Really?
It's
Yeah.
a good game.
Okay.
Yeah, Res is fantastic.
Did you get the full bodysuit? the light suit? Do you know the one I'm
No,
talking
but
about?
I've made my own.
Yeah.
No.
She's got controllers strapped on.
It's just some glow sticks on a
Oh
uh,
shit! Yeah.
on a
You just
black
turn the lights
onesie.
off.
Shit.
That's
I just
cool.
imagine like a Labo situation.
I'm
Like
picturing.
just a full body Labo
Yeah,
suit.
it's actually a bunch of beer containers, beer boxes, and I just
Nice.
duct tape them together.
That's great. A friend of mine once made a robot helmet out of a beer box and a cell phone.
Uh-huh.
Like he cut a hole, taped a cell phone into it,
Oh yeah.
and then had turned the camera on so there was a screen, and
Wow.
he put it on and was like, "I'm a robot."
But did he also have the light illuminating his
It was
face
like
that was
right-
just blinding
He
him?
couldn't see because the screen was right up against
Yeah, I
his
was gonna
face.
say I feel like there's a flaw in this
Yeah.
costume.
Yeah, he wore it for like a minute and then was
Yeah.
like, "I can't do that."
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh well.
and it was also this was in like the early 2000s, so like man, those pixels.
Mm. But I think that was the last game I bought and played. I played I got like more than halfway through Cuphead. I should
Oh,
pick that
yeah.
up again. I stopped playing it for a while.
It's on Switch now, isn't it?
I'm not sure. I haven't really been keeping up with it
Uh,
because I already own it.
yeah.
I don't usually buy multiple copies of a
Really?
game. I
Not even
already
if you really like a game?
own. The exception is Zelda, and that's
Oh,
only
yeah.
because I functionally lost access to the.
Yeah,
copy
because I
bought.
broke your Wii U, right?
Well, it broke. I haven't accused you, but I am accusing you. Yes,
Yeah,
Blake.
yeah.
Did
It's
you,
all right.
Did you break my Wii U?
I did.
Did you really?
No, I didn't.
Jesus.
Man, no.
Maybe
what
you
a
did, I don't
dick.
know.
No.
All I know is I took it home and it didn't work. So
It was working. It was working like the last time I played it.
and then you dipped it in water and you don't know what happened.
Yeah, I don't know.
He cleaned it before he gave it back
Yeah,
to you.
yeah. I thought
yeah.
this needs to be clean, so I put it in the dishwasher.
No hard feelings, Blake, for breaking
I'm bummed out
my expensive
because
equipment.
I really think that you think that I broke
No,
it.
I don't. I'm just sad that it didn't work, but it's fine because I already bought my extra copy of Zelda.
And you were gonna get a Switch anyway, right?
Yeah, we were probably gonna get one, so it's no
Yep.
biggie.
Yep.
Yeah.
Um.
I've also been playing a game called Northgard.
Okay.
That was in early access for ages, but it's been out for like probably maybe a year, maybe a few months or something. But it's a village management RTS.
Okay.
That's like you play as Vikings.
Yeah.
And it looks really nice, but it's slow and frustrating. And I got really annoyed with it, and I'm not going to play it again.
Slow and frustrating. You love those games.
No, this was beyond anything. It was like I really started off wanting to like it.
Saveun just showed me a screenshot, I assume, of that game.
Yeah.
Of what?
Yeah.
Northgard.
Yeah. It looks nice. I like it.
It does look nice.
Yeah, and it's got some really cool like ideas. Like it's got the usual like kind of village management thing where you're getting villagers and assigning them to tasks.
Yep.
And managing resources and
just trying to build wealth.
and
structures and stuff, right?
keeping the happiness of your population up and like fulfilling all their needs. But you also like there are territories that like you can't build in a territory until you claim it.
Yeah.
And claiming it, you basically just buy with food, and then you own that territory.
Yeah, I've played similar.
Yeah, and that seems okay, except for like you end up feeling like you're always waiting for a resource to tick up to get enough to like buy a thing or upgrade a thing, or you're waiting for like a bar to fill up so you can.
Does it feel like you have choice, like as in okay, so you're waiting for this thing to tick up? Are you waiting for the thing to tick up? Do you feel like it's because you have mismanaged your resources, or does it feel kind of linear in that, like, okay, I've capped out all the things?
Yeah, it is, because you can only build so many. Each territory you can only build so many buildings on. There's a limit. So like I think the first one is like you can build 4 buildings.
Yeah.
Once you've hit that, you're like, all right, I need to claim another territory.
And the territory costs food.
Yeah, so you're waiting for your food to tick up. Yeah. And like that kind of system kind of goes across the whole game. Like you're always waiting for something.
Right.
And I like that. That's not. I've played other village games where it's similar, but there's always something else to do.
Yeah.
You'll be like, all right, I don't have this yet. I'm going to go over here and do something else. You know?
Right.
You know.
And usually you'll have some means of speeding something up.
Yeah,
like If you're auto-generating food, you can maybe manually collect food.
Yeah.
Thing to speed it up somehow.
And like sometimes in Stellaris you can end up waiting for things.
Yep.
You know, but Stellaris, you have so much other stuff to do that you can very easily forget you were even waiting for that thing, and then realize like, oh yeah, shit, now I can build like twice as many because I kind of forgot about it.
For Northgard, is it against other players? Are people,
you're
people
against
vying for control?
Yeah, you're against another like tribe, basically. Another Viking. Well, you can. Oh, I've played a little bit of the campaign, and it's always against one. But then you've got like skirmish mode, and you can have like up to 7 enemies.
Okay.
Which is when I found it really insanely frustrating, because like
interesting,
they were just taking over territory all over the place, and I was like struggling to. Yeah, because not only you, so you take over a piece of territory and you start building on it again, right?
Yeah,
and you max out that piece of territory, and then you're like, all right, I need to expand to another one. But maybe the ones around have like wild animals on, or monsters that you have to
clear them
raise
away.
an army to fight, and you then have to take villagers off gathering certain resources, turn them into warriors, which costs money.
Yeah. It sets you back some other way.
Sets me back in another way. So
sure.
It's
so
a little bit frustrating like that.
Is it possible, Blake, that you're bad?
I mean, it could be. It could be, but I played.
Wait, Blake?
But I did get to a point where like I had enough resources. I'd like taken over a huge chunk of area, and I was able to just steamroll all the AIs around me.
Yeah.
So
it couldn't be that bad.
It couldn't be that bad.
It might just be a slow.
It's a slow start.
Yeah.
And then I got to a point where it was then a slow victory, because
you're still waiting to claim all that.
I'm still waiting to claim territory.
That's a bummer.
Yeah.
Well,
and they've got.
And how much does this cost?
It was like.
It's an early access.
It was early access. It's not early access anymore.
Blake,
it's not. No, it's not early access anymore.
Okay.
It was. I've been keeping an eye on it since early access.
Is the version you played?
It's the full version.
Okay.
It's been the full version for like a year or something.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
That's bad.
it's just like it's got cool systems. It just feels
It
like
just feels bad.
they haven't. It's like they haven't played through it enough to realize what's frustrating.
Right. Well, it sounds like they've just not figured out the pacing. Like, it sounds to me like they've got an interesting gameplay loop that is
Yeah.
not tuned properly. Like,
Yeah, that's kind of how it feels. Yeah,
you are the idea of raising a village, building structures, claiming territory. That all sounds fun.
And I don't-
and using resources to that is a totally valid way of doing it. But if the resources aren't tuned and you are forced to sit there and do nothing and wait, and there's no way to speed it up, that's just badly tuned.
yeah. That's really what it came down for me. I was sitting around being like, I just feel like I'm spending most of this game waiting for something.
So what it actually reminds me of is I've I play a lot of mobile games, and I especially play a lot of idle games.
Mm-hmm.
And there was an idle game where you claim territory with food,
Right.
and you build structures on the territory you claim
Yeah.
to generate food, and
Okay.
the cost of territory you claim goes up.
That's the same as this. The
Right.
cost of the territory goes up as well. Yeah.
And I stopped playing that because there's some interesting things in the game I'm describing, because you can build towards you sort of build paths towards ruins, and
Yep.
the ruins can speed.
Yeah,
up.
dude, that's exactly the same. Like there are
What?
territories around.
You're playing a mobile game?
There are
Well, that's the thing.
territories around that have bonuses on those territories, so you end up like claiming territory out
Like-
in like tendrils.
Yeah,
almost.
yeah. It's exactly okay. It sounds very similar. And but the thing is, the game I was playing is a single player idle game
Yeah.
where it's designed to have this slow.
So you're designed to
methodical,
wait, where you're
exponential
like,
growth. And
yeah, where you're like,
meant to
it'll
wait.
take like 12 hours to claim this territory. All right,
Yeah.
I'll come back tomorrow.
Yeah,
But this
and-
is like,
and,
no,
or
it'll
I'll
take.
watch an ad to speed it up a bit or whatever.
Yeah,
it is.
yeah. But this is like,
yours
nope,
is a
you just-
game.
Yeah.
You just sit there and you play. Cool. Half an hour until you get to do something.
Yep. Yeah,
Fun.
it does feel a little bit like that, and like, man, yeah, and they've got an annoying thing that a lot like village management games have happiness usually as a like stat that your
Yeah.
village has, and the happier your villagers, the more productive they are.
Yeah.
The worse, the less happy, the less productive, and you might even lose some villagers in this. And there's like different stats that manage that. Like firewood is one. Like you have a constant upkeep of fire for firewood, which goes up the more population you have.
Yeah.
Food, of course, is one. And then, but for this game, the more population you have, the less happy the villagers are.
Right.
Like the more crowded, I guess,
Yeah,
your village
yeah, yeah.
is, the less happy they are.
Sure.
And so you end up in this, and if you have zero happiness, you don't get any new villagers. So you can
Okay.
be stuck. You can get into a point where you're like stuck, where you're like, my villagers are unhappy because there's not enough food, but I'm not getting any new villagers to
get more
get more food. So I have to pull them off other
Yeah.
things, to gather food. But then they've got less of something else. So I guess I have to quickly
You just have
get
to
their happiness
rebalance
up enough
to
to get new villagers, and then hopefully I can replace the missing villagers from these other resources
Yeah.
in time before that resource becomes a problem.
Sure.
And it's just frustrating.
It's a lot of a balance.
Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting. Well, that's a bummer.
And they also have this is not too bad, but they also have a winter section.
Yeah.
So you have a time slide thing,
Yeah.
and you see winter coming up, and you're like, it is like a massive minus to food and wood and everything.
Yeah.
And again, you get to a point where you're just sitting there waiting for winter to pass.
Yeah, I was just about to say, I like the idea of seasonal cycles, but in a game where resource management is the main mechanic, and in a game where you're already waiting for resources to collect to do things,
Yeah.
having a quarter of the gameplay be slowed down
Yeah.
drastically
Yeah.
sounds miserable.
And you can have special, you can have particularly hard winters, and you see it coming as a flashing thing. You're like, this winter's going to be a blizzard, which will just double the minuses to your resources. So
Oh, boy.
I was going through a phase where when I was playing on this huge map with the max out enemies,
Yeah.
which was a horrible experience. I had a much better time. I had a much better time when I was playing with less.
Yeah.
But when I couldn't expand any further, I got to this point where every winter my whole village would die off, except for like maybe 3 or 4 people who would then go back to like
Wow.
getting the food and getting the thing and getting that. But what's kind of cool is that the way that happiness works, the more happiness you have, the faster your village repopulates.
Okay.
Which is kind of cool. Like
Yeah.
if you can get it really high, then you're getting like so many villages like so fast. But of course, the more villages you get,
Is
the less
happiness
happy they
code
get.
for something?
Yeah, probably. but then it's like, yeah, the more villages you get, the less happy your population eventually becomes
Right.
until you can't get any more villages.
So the population growth slows down.
Yeah, yeah.
Interesting.
And in winter as well, your army gets minuses in fighting. So because it's harder to
Right.
fight in the winter, so you can't even
What?
like.
Hang on. What the heck is the point? Oh, I guess you can't reclaim a territory against animals. Is that the whole point?
I guess
Because if it's winter, everyone's fighting worse.
yeah.
So then what's the point? You send your army against another army, you're both hindered. It's the same outcome.
I guess you are. Except there is like a tech tree, and along the tech tree you can get like
Slightly better in winter.
Yeah, you can actually get it so that like you don't get any minuses in winter.
Okay.
So if you've got that, then you're like, shit, yeah, I'm gonna wait till winter to attack my enemies.
Yeah.
But then, of course, I think they might have access to the same tech tree as well. So eventually, they'll probably have the same
Yeah.
thing.
I mean, it is like, yeah. This sounds like there's some weird balance things there because it's
Yeah.
either you get it and you force your opponent to get that tech option. or
Yeah,
you
yeah,
don't get it unless they get it.
yeah.
Cool.
It's
Saveun.
yeah, but it's such a nice looking game. I really like the way it looks.
All right, I'm gonna step in here, boys.
Yep.
All right, Red Dead.
boy.
It's happening.
I think you'll find Red Dead came out many years ago.
Red Dead Redemption 2.
Oh,
Red
Um,
Dead Revolver.
And so
Red Dead.
I've prepared a list.
Oh,
Yeah.
what?
I prepared a
Oh,
list
boy.
of things we can talk about. Things that I thought stood out of
Okay.
like the announcements.
Okay.
Bird on moose.
guys, guys, chime
Now
in.
before we get into this,
Yep.
Saveun and I off the air,
Mhm.
off the internet. I don't know how do you describe because we're not
In
we're not
our
ready.
Off the mic.
Off the mic.
Yep.
Off the record.
Off the chain,
Mhm.
off the mic, and off the chain.
Yep.
Yep.
Off the top of my dome, freestyling.
Yep.
We have been discussing Red Dead, and
Not really.
not so much discussing, arguing,
Shouting.
shouting. No, not shouting, but we're getting there because we've talked about this some stuff in the past, and I had showed the Red Dead trailer to my wife because
Do you want to talk about this?
I thought you were talking
seems
about this.
clear that you do not.
I had a list.
Yeah, well, no, all right. Let's. But I guess what I'm saying is, we're probably gonna get into it again. Heads up, we're gonna get. It's gonna get arguey.
I hope we don't because I don't like to get into arguments with Nick.
I hope we do because I think it's great.
Blake
like,
loves
podcasting
mediating.
material.
All right.
Let's do it.
All right.
I don't mediate. I just enable
Blake,
both of you. To...
Blake loves feeding the flames.
Yeah, that's it. I'm a stoker.
Chime in if you guys have any comments.
Yeah.
First person mode.
It's dumb. No, I'm kidding.
Really?
It's got a first person mode
Hey, you know what else?
Oh, that's
Hang on.
fine. I guess.
as well as
hang
third
on.
person.
I guess it's fine.
Is that cool
you
to
can
you?
choose it.
Does the idea of toggling between third and first person?
It's I don't care about it, but because Cyberpunk makes it a big deal, it's
They don't
apparently
make it a big deal.
pretty funny.
It's the
It's
fans
very-
made it a big deal.
okay, but it's pretty funny. Because
Okay.
it's the
That's
thing
funny.
that's
So
not even talked
did
about.
they come out after the Cyberpunk
No.
bullshit and say like, well, we've got first person and third person?
It was a part of the second gameplay trailer,
Oh, okay.
and they just showed it.
Grand Theft
Not
Auto has
not an issue.
Grand Theft Auto has first person as well, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
It's not a big deal.
No, it's not, and it shouldn't be. I don't know what's wrong with
No,
Cyberpunk
as in
people.
like the developers, if they're capable, should pull off both.
Okay, sure.
All right, next thing. Did you guys hear about this horse balls thing?
Yeah, from you.
Okay,
This is great. Tell
but
us.
I'm not going to say.
No,
it.
no, no.
What?
Come on.
Because a lot of people have talked about it
Oh,
online. But anyway, animals behave like animals.
okay.
This is unlike other games.
Some
other games.
as in, they be banging.
I don't know about that, but someone talked about like trying to pick up a possum, and it was playing dead. And as you kind
The
of
possum
approach
was
it,
playing possum.
yeah,
Okay,
and
cool.
then as As he was about to pick it up, it just got up and ran away, which is kind of cool.
All right.
200 species of animals.
Oh,
a lot of
wow.
animals.
That's really cool.
For context, Breath of the Wild, 50. Actual dynamic weather system.
Sure.
That's interesting.
For context, Breath of the Wild, also actual dynamic weather system.
Now, I knew you were saying something. I prepared something. So, like, when games do dynamic weather,
Uh-huh.
it's usually a thing of like, all right, it's raining. It's all raining.
Sure.
The whole, everything that you can see is now dark clouds, rain everywhere.
Right.
And in Red Dead, you can actually gaze across the plains and see where it is raining with dark clouds and contrasted with like pockets of light. Like you can see light shafts and everything.
Like Sea of Thieves.
That sounds neat.
I don't know what Sea of Thieves is.
You can see storms in Sea of Thieves.
That's cool.
You can see storms in Zelda too.
Right. Okay.
That's cool though. I actually
Yep.
do like that because, like you say, it is like across the whole map normally. When you don't go from like an area that's raining to an area that's not.
Yeah.
At most, like
you
open
do
world
in
games.
Zelda, interestingly.
What's cool is you can. They say that there's like a mountain system, and you can actually just walk over. You can actually get above the weather system, so you can actually look down on the clouds too.
That's cool.
Which is kind of nuts. But they also do like volumetric clouds, which is again, you're not looking at cube maps anymore, sky maps or whatever.
Yeah,
it's
wasn't there something with Horizon because I thought they were using.
Oh yeah, they're doing that too, but you can't get close to it.
I will say, for disclaimer, they're not real clouds. They're still computer clouds.
No, they're real, bro.
If you touch your computer screen, you're not gonna get
rains.
your hand wet.
You can get fat and skinny.
Yeah, that's cool.
It drives stats. Being tired is a thing.
Huh.
Being drunk will alter your context menu.
Cool.
Pretty cool. You can be dirty and clean.
The context menu being escalate or
yeah, just your dialogue thing. It's basically your interact button. Being dirty and clean.
Get into it again, Saveun.
Wait, hold on.
Get into it again.
I've got like 5 more things.
Okay, sorry.
Being dirty and clean are things like cosmetics wise.
Would that change the way other people?
Yeah. So it does.
To you? Yeah.
For example, like in one of their trailers, you get thrown out of a bar.
Yeah.
And you're called a pretty boy. And so what I think's happened is like you've just bathed, you've just had a haircut.
Yeah.
And people are more likely to start fights with you because
really?
Yeah, because of that. And in contrast, like if you've seen their last gameplay trailer, he's covered in mud.
Yeah.
And he's walking down the street, and a woman sees you and then kind of like, turns away and starts walking the other way because you're filthy.
You're filthy.
Yeah. So you can also roll up your sleeves and tuck your pants into your boots.
That's a weird one. What's the gameplay reason for that?
I think like going into a swamp, you kind of probably want to do that. You know.
Okay, here's a question.
You're still gonna get
what is
Maybe.
The UI element for that? Like, okay, do you go? Is there a menu you go into and be like, okay, sleeve left,
Hey,
sleeve right?
We'll just have to wait and
pants
see.
leg left,
Tuck,
pants
untuck.
leg right.
Hot and cold weather systems like Zelda.
Yep.
So you have to like put on more gear if you go into a cold place.
Cool.
There are systems that will make you not want to randomly kill NPCs.
I like that.
For example, if you kill a random NPC, their family members may hunt you throughout the game.
Yeah, cool.
I really like that
Yeah, I think that's pretty
because
cool too.
you can just plow through people in GTA.
Yep.
Just on the sidewalk and
Quite literally.
yeah, and then if you like hide from the cops for like a minute, they're like, "Oh well, I guess that's it."
Yeah.
Another 20 murders goes unsolved.
Yep.
Yeah, I like this too. Largest Rockstar map. They officially said it. You can apparently go into every building.
Oh my god, really?
Apparently,
Well,
and
there
you
weren't
can-
that
and
many
you can-
buildings in the
yeah.
Wild West.
Well, we'll see.
And you can loot
You know
stuff.
what?
It's also like you'll see buildings being constructed like as you play through the game. So you'll see
Cool.
this world like
Evolve.
growing. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
Dialogue chat with Nick. Now this was in reference to yesterday's conversation. Yesterday's conversation.
Sure. Okay. For context.
Wait, hold on.
Okay. I was going to explain the background.
I
but
just wanted to summarize
Sure.
yesterday. But dialogue chat with Nick not being there. Cool that we're even talking about it for a freaking Rockstar game. Isn't that impressive? That we're talking
yeah,
about a dialogue
it is.
system in
Sure.
a Rockstar.
I think it is.
Yeah, sure.
Side
But,
note.
again, it's It's an open world game. So many open world games have dialogue systems.
It's cool.
So
Yeah, but this is new for
Rockstar
Rockstar.
isn't their own genre of
I'm
game.
not. I'm not saying it's like a new thing for open
Sure.
world games.
But this is
Okay.
new for Rockstar, which is pretty great. Like they
Fantastic.
could have not had it, and
it's a
people
good
would have still
advancement.
thought
Yes,
it was a great
it
game.
is a
It's
great
crazy to
advancement.
have what they had. Make
It is a very rudimentary system from the
Mm.
player's side, but
Well, like, look, when Zelda was first announced and they were talking about, oh, you see that mountain, you can climb there, everyone
Yeah.
was like, "Psh, welcome to, like,
yeah,
welcome to
totally.
open world games.
Totally.
Like, they've been saying that, like, since, like, the early 2000s.
Yep,
And Zelda was a great game.
yep, yeah. I know.
Because you can climb every mountain.
I'm sure this is going to be a great game too.
Yeah.
My point was, I personally, as a potential player of this game, wish they had taken a different tact with the way they did dialogue. And it's a very small, simple
Yeah.
change that they
Mhm.
could have made.
It actually looks good, Nick. The models, the animation, lighting.
I wish people could
people-
see me rolling my eyes
People-
so hard right
People look at you, look at your character when they're talking to you.
Oh, Oblivion did that. They just
The-
dead stare you in the
yeah.
face. Like, you saw.
now. This is every game at this point. Eye tracking
Is
is
that true?
not a new thing.
Dude, I'm surprised. Like I'm playing through Tomb Raider. Like
Do they not look at you?
shit, sometimes it's like a dice roll.
Man.
Maybe
Every
in a
characters-
cutscene, probably.
Yeah.
Throughout Zelda, characters look at you.
Uh,
I mean, we could talk.
And-
Most
and
of the
this
things,
is- this is
not
the
all
last
the things,
thing.
most of the things on your list are in Zelda, by the way.
this is the last thing. I just told you the weather system isn't.
We gotta not compare things to Zelda here. Like,
Okay.
But I will say
the,
like
the weather system is in Zelda, though.
the pockets of thing, the volumetric clouds. No,
Not volumetric
like
clouds.
Nick.
Sure.
God
There,
damn
there
it.
are, like I said, most of the things on your list. Not everything, but most of the things.
They don't have. I'm just gonna summarize it.
Okay.
Yep.
There's like a journalist quote from various people.
Yeah.
They're pretty much saying like, Red Dead Redemption 2 is doing what Grand Theft Auto 3 did to the open world genre.
Cool. That's
Ooh,
awesome.
Which is fucking pretty
yeah.
pretty
yeah.
big.
No,
deal.
it's gonna be great.
All right. Have at it. What's up?
Why do you hate Red Dead?
I don't hate Red Dead. I feel like maybe the perception is that I do hate Red Dead. I don't hate Red Dead. I think this is gonna be a fun game.
Mm.
What I said to Saveun yesterday is I got stuck on, and I'm still stuck on. They've introduced dialogue options, but the dialogue options are very rudimentary.
Mhm.
It's you approach an NPC and you can like greet them, and then you're given the choice of like escalating a situation or diffusing the situation. You know,
I think there's like walk away as well. Like I
Well, you
I've
you
seen-
can just
you can
physically walk away.
Oh, okay.
Like it's
But
not
there
an
were
option.
there were
you can just
definitely
physically walk
there
away.
was definitely like a scene I saw where he came up to someone who looked like they were robbing something or doing something in,
yeah.
in a wagon.
And he pressed the diffuse button and then
Yeah,
moved.
but I'm
Well-
pretty sure there was also one of just like, I'm sure there was like a walk away button or something that was just like basically say nothing and leave.
Maybe, but I think it.
But yeah, the de-escalate one did seem to do the same thing anyway.
yeah, I'm pretty sure he just moved away. I don't think there was.
Oh,
a button.
okay.
Well,
I mean, the,
the
button
thing
to
is,
move would
like,
be the button to move.
The reason why you'd want to say something is because if he's got a gun like pointed at you, you probably want to say something. So
Sure.
he would take the gun away from you.
Mm.
Yeah,
And then you
that's
can walk away.
cool.
Otherwise,
Yeah.
he'd just have his
Yeah.
gun on you.
I still
Yeah.
think that these options are what you intend to do and not necessarily
What the outcome will
what the
be.
outcome will be.
I'm kind of with that too.
Mm.
I guess time will tell. We'll
Yep.
find out very soon.
We'll find out in the next episode.
But picture this. What if instead of saying the intended action,
Hmm.
it said what he's about to say when you press that button?
Then you might not be able to tell what the intended action is.
Uh
I've played games where I've done that and not had the outcome I was expecting just because I like didn't really understand. I misinterpreted what the dialogue option was.
Well, what's
it
crazy is
misinterpreted
like,
in it once. Wait, like he said it in a sassy, sarcastic
Well, no,
voice.
Well, yeah, there is that. Like that was
well, that would be
but-
just a bad.
But there was like one. I remember this one particular in The Wolf Among Us.
Yeah.
There was a scene where the option was to glass someone,
Okay.
and in my mind, I was like, "Oh, that means like clink glasses together and say
No,
cheers."
that means smash
yeah.
a bottle in their
So I
face.
was expecting him to go cheers and clink glasses.
Ah.
Instead, he like got the bottle and just smashed the
him in
shit
the
out of the
face.
guy and was
Interesting.
like,
I've never heard of that term.
Oh, glassing someone?
Yeah.
I've heard that term.
yeah,
Like,
well,
That
I've heard
just
it
sounds
now.
like
My goodness, that is horrific.
that just
Yeah,
sounds
and so
like,
I was like, oh, I totally misinterpreted what that was.
okay.
But if there had been a escalate, de-escalate button,
Yeah.
yeah, I guess so.
yeah,
Yep. If there had been an escalate and a de-escalate button, you'd know exactly what the outcome would be.
yep.
No,
Well,
you,
I
no, you
know
don't.
what
You
I
know
intended to do.
Yeah, you know what your character's doing.
Yeah, yeah.
If you played a game where the options were escalate and de-escalate, and you pressed the de-escalate button, and you got into a fight,
Yeah, but it would be that's the way it was written. Like this is what happens where
and then
You
you're
would-
like,
you-
that's
you-
not what
you
I wanted to
attempt-
happen, and so you restarted that
Nick.
section, and you said, I'm going
Wait.
to escalate it instead.
Wait,
What would you
and you
expect?
go and you okay.
Wait.
So say you do escalate it and you do go and get a fight and the other guy backs down and then you've like de-escalated the situation.
through pressing the escalate
Yes,
button.
because that's what you're intending to do.
But what if your intent was to get into a fight?
Oh,
That's what I'm saying.
you could
then-
start a fight.
Then you
Okay,
just
so
like start swinging.
You've got two situations here. You've got the situation where it says what you're going to attempt to do,
Yeah.
and that's not the case all the time. In which case, I, as a player, would find that frustrating
Why?
because it says what I'm intending to do, and what I intend to do.
This is
doesn't
like
happen.
real life though.
Well,
Like you
yeah, I want
No.
to just have a
No.
regular conversation.
In real life, you have to choose your words carefully.
Sure, but
You don't
before
see
you choose your
infliction.
words, you choose to escalate or de-escalate a situation, and then you choose your words, right?
Like, should I go along with this? Or should I accept what Blake is saying right now, or should I just
Should I-
try to big up my previous point
I mean,
and actually get
I
into
certainly
an
don't.
argument?
Hopefully, I don't just blurt words out and then say, "Oh, that was meant
But
to
also,
de-escalate."
just like putting text on the screen, you don't know the inflection either. Like it's
No,
that same
but,
thing.
But with good writing, you should be able to tell, right? Okay, let's say I'm going to use this example again. You approach a guy; he's robbing someone. Your options could be escalate, de-escalate,
Mhm.
or they could be put the gun down and shoot her. like-
could you read that both ways? Hey, put the gun down, shoot her, or hey, put the gun
Yeah,
down.
or,
Like,
put the fucking gun
yeah.
down.
Do you know what I mean? Like same text, different inflections. Do you know what I mean? Like,
I do.
At
I
least
do
with,
know what you mean.
At least with
I don't agree with you in this case.
okay.
I would rather have to, especially because in the trailer that this was showcased, the central theme was actions have consequences.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things about actions having consequences is you have to consider your actions because of the consequences, not you have to consider the consequences. Right?
I don't even follow.
And what I'm saying is the dialogue options tell you approximately, if not exactly, what the consequences will be,
I don't think
not
that's
what
true.
the actions are.
I don't think that statement that you said just now is true. I think that's what you will intend your character to do, but you don't know if the world will respond.
Mm.
This is why I said,
As-
like I said, we'll find out as soon as it comes out. And we're messing around with
Yeah.
it.
Would you like to make it interesting and put money on it? Like I think
I think you should.
I think
I don't.
I think
because
you-
I'm
like-
not a betting man.
right.
But you know what?
You know what?
I would love to be proven wrong. I would
Can,
love
can I
for
buy you
this-
lunch if
I-
if I'm
yeah,
wrong?
yeah.
Can you buy me lunch if you're wrong?
Sure. Yes, that sounds like a good idea.
Cool.
If
If this turns out to be an awesome, deep, and interesting system, that's fantastic.
Hmm.
But my expectation, as someone who has actually followed this game,
As
maybe
a-
not to the degree that you
As a
have,
pessimist.
but no, as a game designer
Yeah.
who writes dialogue,
Yeah.
I've been following this game and thinking
I'm
there
actually
there is
glad.
a simple, small change they could have made that would have made this game more interesting for me.
Right. But I think they're trying to make this game for players like me.
You're probably right. But
real
what I'm-
gamers.
I'm just telling you what I got hung up on, and so I showed this to my wife.
Yep.
And she said, "Nick, I 100% agree with you."
Yep.
And she was
She does have to live with
she
you.
was
though.
annoyed. She was annoyed
I mean-
that they didn't do that.
See, in her head, she was like, "Should I escalate?" Or
Yeah, yeah. She chose de-escalate and said, "No, you're right, Nick."
Sure.
yeah, let me make make dinner or
It's
something.
entirely possible that in her mind's eye, two options popped up, and she pressed one of them, and out came these words.
Yep, yep.
Like Nick, I think it's a really nicely presented like solution. Obviously, I'd say that, right?
Yeah.
being a fan.
Yes.
But yeah, it's just good on so many levels.
So then yesterday, you were very excited because there's a lot of content in that game, and it does. It looks like there's a lot of content in that game, and that's very exciting. And you're saying there's so much content. All of these characters have different things to say based on what you say to what your actions are and how you look. And I said to you, "Yep, that is cool. Have you played Skyrim?"
No, I believe you brought up Morrowind.
Oh, don't show
No,
us
I
the
didn't.
moral.
I actually I brought up Oblivion, but the first thing I had mentioned was Skyrim, and then I said this system's actually been around since Oblivion. What? Then we got to talking, and have you played an Elder Scrolls game?
No.
Why won't you play an Elder Scrolls game?
Nick, I'm going to tell you what I said in the cafe hours ago.
Yep.
They just don't appeal to me.
So let's talk about what the features of Red Dead Redemption 2 are.
I
What are some of the
listed,
features?
I listed some of them.
Yes. Let's go through them one by one. Why don't you read out that list again?
You just-
This is gonna be fun.
First
This is
person.
gonna. Yep, that's in it. Both. That's going back to. That's every Elder Scrolls game. Every Elder Scrolls game has
I
first
don't-
person.
Nick,
Oh, yeah,
okay.
But
I'm
you
just
can
gonna-
switch between first and third.
Yep.
I don't think Morrowind.
Yes, you could. In Morrowind, you
Really?
can switch between first and third. I don't know about before Morrowind, but 2002's Morrowind,
Yeah,
you could switch between first and third.
I never
Nick,
played it.
Nick, I'm going to save you time.
Yep.
Dialogue-wise, it sounds like Morrowind is doing what you want Red Dead to do.
They do have elements of that. Yes, they do have. Like,
so
they
play
show that-
Morrowind. Like, it's not...
No,
like,
no. There's
like,
my
there are
point.
huge differences
Oh, my
between these two
goodness.
games.
Yes, there are. My point is not that I want to play a game where they do this thing. What my point is, they have done all these interesting, intricate systems where the goal is to make it feel natural and lifelike, and then for interacting with NPCs, they've gone, here's a game mechanic.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. Is they took a
Here's-
shortcut
okay.
here where they didn't necessarily have to.
I think it's a good solution for what they're presenting.
Cool.
That's where I stand there.
Yeah.
But let me give you the opposite. Hold on, with Morrowind, you have this incredible dialogue system, right?
No.
It's okay.
Not in Morrowind.
Well, it's far superior apparently
Not
in
in
your
Morrowind.
words than Red Dead.
Morrowind? I mean, Morrowind's
Nick,
got an
wait,
okay dialogue
Nick,
system.
wait.
Oh my god, you're saying the wrong game. But go ahead, sure.
Is it Morrowind?
I think it's Oblivion. that you
Oblivion,
played.
okay.
You're
Yeah,
choosing
yeah.
Oblivion as the
Yeah.
So,
example.
so the dialogue system is far superior.
No, I never
And-
said it was far superior.
well, it's what you want.
No, I said this is the thing you're excited about. Or it exists.
Okay. Well, we've got this
Sure.
thing in Oblivion,
Yeah.
but we have the worst art. Nothing to complement this dialogue system.
Okay.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Well, it's
Like
also,
the cohesion isn't there. It's not consistent.
Well, I
on-
was-
on
it's
those
also like,
levels.
okay, so this dialogue system you're talking about exists in other games,
Yeah.
but it hasn't existed in a Rockstar game, and that's what's
Sure.
exciting. That's
Yep.
what's exciting is that
Yes.
it's in a Rockstar
Yes.
game. It's
And-
in this.
It is exciting. But okay, here back to my main point here. So this is an element you're excited about. Let's go through this list.
The dialogue thing.
No. The list of things that are coming
Nick,
in Red Dead.
You told me you looked into Red Dead. Tell me what you're excited about.
No, that's not the point of this conversation.
You want to know what kind of
My-
games I like,
my-
right?
No. I know what kind of games you like, and I also know that you don't think you're gonna like an Elder Scrolls game. But my point is,
Dude,
all
look
of
at
the
them.
things that you're excited about,
Yeah.
or at least a lot of the things that you're excited
Look,
about.
I'll-
Please let me finish my sentence. A lot of the things that you're excited about in Red Dead Redemption 2
Mm-hmm.
already exist in many other open world games that you have already written off.
Volumetric clouds,
No, that is not in
a physics-based animation system.
yes.
Tell me, what's the quality of the next best game that you can think
It's
of?
not going to be as good as I'm sure Red Dead Redemption 2.
But it's the
But-
fact
but
that
do you
Red
see
Dead.
what I'm saying?
It's
Like,
the fact
these-
that it's the fact that Red Dead has all these
Yeah.
in
As
this
well as-
Rockstar
No,
game.
it's going to be cool. My question is, why haven't you tried an Elder Scrolls game?
They are not appealing to me, Nick.
And why is that?
Visually, they are not really at where I think video games are. I think they're actually, like,
They are 7
Lower
years. I mean,
than
the
average.
most recent one came out.
Yeah, like
7
they
years
are
ago.
they are
So-
old, and it is
Yes.
it is tough to go back and play old games.
Yeah, yeah,
but with the new when the new Elder Scrolls game comes out.
I'm interested.
Yeah?
Yeah,
You
dude,
reckon
I'm
you'll give
saying it
that a
right
go?
now. Dude, if what Nick's saying, like they can deliver a Red Dead
Yeah.
Redemption looking thing, and I'm telling you right now, this is a very high bar. Like visually, what they've
Sure.
like showing.
Yes, absolutely.
Holy shit! If Bethesda can pull that off, and hold on, right now, Fallout 76 is a thing.
No, that's a
Different,
don't play
different
that.
beast. It is a different beast. You
Okay.
can't-
But I can only go to the most like relevant thing at the time.
That's like saying
Nah, it's not.
that's-
It's
this
recent,
is-
but it's not really relevant.
This is
Okay.
equivalent of saying, "I love platformers, but Mario Kart."
I don't think that's the
They
same.
made Mario. Why is Mario Kart such a terrible platformer?
They have their name on this, right? Bethesda has their name on.
Yeah.
So I can only point to this most latest thing. It's coming out
'cause
like
it's the most recent one. Yeah,
It's
I
coming
get what
out.
you're saying.
Next month.
I really want to play
But-
another great tabletop, like table tennis game.
Yep.
But Red Dead Redemption 2 doesn't seem to really be striking
Yeah,
that for me.
but
What's
like-
going on?
Like,
play table tennis.
yeah, but
you're
you-
looking at the wrong game and expecting the wrong thing.
yeah, you don't want to go for a Fallout game. You want to go for like
You wanna
the
go
Elder
for-
Scrolls game, and you want to
yeah.
go for the
In-
next Elder Scrolls game that
interestingly,
comes out.
interestingly, like a lot of the techniques they choose to make the game, and I'm talking about like character models, textures, that kind of thing, lighting models,
Yeah.
the animation
Sure.
system.
You want
These
you
are the
want
things that
high
I'm looking
fidelity
at.
graphics.
No. It's not even high fidelity. Like The Last of Us is high fidelity.
Sure.
Rockstar, they have
You want
like
cutting
above
edge
average
stuff. Yeah, I get it.
fidelity.
I agree. I get it. You want it to look and feel superior to everything that's come before it.
I want to see graphical like enhancements. I want to see like technology progress
Cool.
in software.
Yep, that makes sense.
Rockstar demonstrates that to me.
Okay, let me throw a hypothetical out there. Let's say Elder Scrolls 6,
Mhm.
right? They're showing it off. It looks really good.
To you,
No, it looks really
From
good.
what I've seen,
Yeah.
look,
it looks like Red Dead.
I'm saying,
Red Dead right now.
it looks maybe it's not quite as good as Red Dead.
Okay.
This is a hypothetical. Let's say it looks pretty darn close, but for whatever reason, they're just not quite hitting those.
Do they have
those highs.
volumetric parts?
However,
everything's volumetric.
they have shown off some interesting new systems.
Describe something.
Let's say
This is-
I don't
here's
know,
a hypothetical system.
There's you get to manipulate the government of the land. I don't know. This is a hypothetical.
Mm-hmm.
You could do that in Grand Theft Auto, couldn't you? You could. Oh no, that was stock market stuff. You could like
Influence
manipulate.
government. Yeah, I didn't care about that, but yeah,
Yeah.
you can make money off that.
Yeah.
That's cool.
You could like eliminate CEOs and shit, and then
Yeah, this is a single player.
yeah.
So let's say that that's the case.
Mhm.
Would you give that game a try?
It depends, man. There are a lot of like boxes a Bethesda game needs to tick before. I would like to see a physics-based animation
Now,
system
I would like to. Okay, let's get back to that. Why does the name Bethesda matter?
because this is what the company that you're rooting for, basically.
Yeah, but you said there's a lot of boxes that a Bethesda game has to tick.
Because
For
I
you to
haven't
try it.
seen like them prove to me that they're good developers for what I look for.
Okay, let's take me back to 2011 Saveun.
2011,
Yeah, what were you playing back then?
LA Noire came out.
Yeah.
Portal 2 came out.
Yep,
I played Portal 2, a lot of Portal 2.
that's a fantastic game.
What did
Not
you
the prettiest game though.
I thought it was good.
Okay,
What did you think of LA Noire?
Yeah, it was good. I actually played that later.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought it was good.
why didn't you play Skyrim when it came out?
My flatmates were into it. I think I was playing Crysis at the time.
I really just get the feeling that like fantasy games aren't your jam.
I don't think I've seen a convincing like world constructed in fantasy genres or space genres. Like
Oh man.
I think the Star Wars universe is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Like, but no one will make any. No one's capable of pulling that off. Like in a video game, there's just too much
You never.
shit required.
What about Mass Effect? You never.
No.
I mean, the
Andromeda.
Oh god. Oh god. Well, it's hard. It's hard now, I guess, to go back and play those early Mass Effect games, even
Yeah.
though they were like a huge like
Again,
thing
like
at the time.
if it's 100 hours of content
Mm.
and it's really just me picking dialogue and then seeing how and trying to like get with alien
Yeah.
women,
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Like-
That's it.
I
That's the
don't
game.
like that. I don't like that.
Escalate or de-escalate with these alien women.
Does Red
None
Dead
of that appeals
Yeah.
to me.
Red Dead Redemption 2, I assume, has romance options though.
Don't know.
I would be very surprised if they didn't.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Because all their other previous games.
Well, because
had-
because interacting with people is one of the things they've emphasized. You travel with this group of people. there's like a large cast of characters that you can associate with.
Mhm.
When have romance options ever been done well though in a game?
That's a
done
fair
well.
question.
Yeah, because like honestly, it's
Have you
usually
played
just
Dream
like
Daddies?
agree with this person. No, but that's a dating sim. I'm not counting dating sims.
Drink that.
Because in like BioWare games or whatever, it's usually just agree with this person enough until like some unseen counter ticks up and goes over a threshold, and then you can bang them.
Yeah.
And then you move on to the next one.
It would be interesting to see a game where all of that stuff was hidden, and there were certain things that were like complete deal breakers that were never mentioned to you.
Nick, I could talk about like Rockstar art more if you're interested. Like at work, and I can show you stuff
Oh, I mean,
illustrating why I think they're fantastic. The unfortunate thing is I can't convey it well just talking to you. I have to show you stuff.
Could you ever see yourself playing a game where the art didn't impress you? And enjoying
I guess
a
like
game?
in 20 years when like we expect a higher degree of art, maybe more genres will open up to me then.
Is there a game you've played that you really enjoyed, but the art was not like
Life is Strange.
Oh yeah, okay.
You know?
Yeah.
Like there are, but again, like if I was to pick and choose, like I enjoyed Life is Strange.
Yeah.
I enjoyed Firewatch. Those
have a
experiences.
stylized look though. Like
Here's one thing that I think I talked about on my stream when I was playing it, but the voice acting is good to the point. Well, it's kind of good, and you can hear the emotion of those characters.
Yeah.
But the faces are so plastic. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Like I would like to see better lip sync tech. Like I want their faces to express the emotion that the audio is coming across.
I get it. I get you.
Yeah, like so when I say I want to see cool tech stuff, it matters, man. Especially if dialogue is a huge thing of your game. And if you give me a deadpan, if you give me like a deadpan, I'm speaking to the audience now.
Okay, sure.
But do you know what I mean? Like it matters.
Yes.
Like the whole package, everything of that game. I hold it to a high standard.
Sure. So this is why I got frustrated yesterday, because you told me all of these things, and then I realized you were talking about how you weren't interested in Elder Scrolls and all this stuff, and then I realized you had not played Elder Scrolls.
I don't see why
but
that
the thing
matters.
is, like if a type of game doesn't appeal to Saveun, like
That's
it's
fine.
just not going to. Like that's
fine.
like saying,
But
"Oh
my
man, this
question-
car game has all this amazing
here's
things."
the problem,
but
though.
I don't like car
Here's
games.
the problem for me.
Yeah.
Was when I realized that the type of game you thought Elder Scrolls was different to what Elder Scrolls is. You said, it must be like a huge time sink, and it probably involves spreadsheets. And you mentioned random dungeons.
Although, when Saveun asked that, both you and me, Nick,
I was getting two
answered
different
at the same
responses.
time.
Yes.
I said
yes.
yes, and you said no.
And then I realized we should find out what he means by time sink, because I think we both.
Yeah, because I've put well over 200 hours into that game.
Oh,
if that's not a time sink, I don't know
I
what
certainly
is.
put over 100 hours into that game. However, what I didn't do was take hours and hours and hours to enjoy that game. Does that make sense?
I see where you came
Yeah,
from. now.
like you can those games are enjoyable very quickly.
Yeah.
And you can get a lot out of them.
And you want to
without
play
a
it.
lot of
It's not like so
investment.
you're saying a time sink is like it's not fun until you've sunk this amount of time into it.
Right. You're
always think-
thinking like World of Warcraft. Oh, the game doesn't start until you hit the level cap and you start raiding.
Right.
That
I always
sort of
think
thing.
time sink is just like you're enjoying this so much that time just disappears.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nick, do you like the fantasy genre? Do you like to see like medieval houses, that kind of thing?
I don't like actively
Dragons?
pursue it, but sure, I like it. Yeah, I like a well constructed world almost regardless of what the setting is.
I'm with you there.
Sure.
Yeah, I can agree with you.
Then I think you would enjoy the Elder Scrolls. This is my point.
I
think
want
you are
okay. Hold on,
throwing
listeners.
aside an entire quite good series of games based on a preconceived notion that is wrong.
I really
Hold on,
just
hold on.
think
Can
that
I-
Saveun
can-
doesn't like fantasy. That's it. Like,
You might be right.
Well, not true. Like if you pull off a good fantasy world,
yeah.
I haven't seen it. Like Lord of the Rings is fantastic. I loved Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
Blake, The Witcher,
Yeah.
good world.
It's great. Fantastic.
Saveun, will you play The Witcher?
But you like Morrowind and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Like, see, it just doesn't appeal.
Also, like No Man's Sky.
No, yeah.
That's a time sink. I'll put over 200 hours into that.
I just can't get into that. But
But
like,
you haven't tried it. You
Cowboys,
haven't tried it.
What I'll tell listeners is that like I'm not really into cowboys. It just happens like that. That world is
You're into
freaking
Rockstar
incredible.
is what it actually
That world
is.
looks crazy.
I
Man.
think I'm getting your thinking. So like, you're not keen on the the Morrowind or Oblivion, and
It's execution, technical
yeah,
execution.
and I like those games. So that when I say you should play The Witcher, it's really great. You can't trust my judgment because you don't like those games, and I like those games. Even
Right.
though The Witcher is worlds above that.
Yeah.
It's like, oh yeah, but you like these games, so maybe The Witcher. You might think The Witcher is great, but
Dude, I recognize, and I've said it many times, like the dialogue system, that the story progression
Yeah.
of The Witcher, I acknowledge it. It's cool.
But,
Really cool.
But if the world is cohesive and interesting and detailed and looks good,
The thing is, I'm not just coming at it from as like a guy off the street. I've looked
Sure.
into these games too.
Dude off the street.
I watched The Witcher's presentation on how they did
Yep.
their Blood and Wine expansion,
Oh,
like
yeah.
and how they did their like houses. It's basic. Like it's not. It's
yeah, no,
it's not impressive.
I think I said
Technically.
I think when we had that episode where we were arguing about it, I think I said they're not doing anything like brand new and groundbreaking. They're just doing like the same stuff but better than like previous
Yeah,
like,
and I get
types
that.
of games. You know,
Yeah.
like better than I was thinking of like the Dragon Age games. Like they're basically doing the same as that except like way better.
Yeah, and that's cool.
Yeah.
okay, let me ask you a question. Red Dead Redemption 2. If they didn't have volumetric clouds, would you play it?
Yes, they've got
If they
like all
didn't
these-
have a dynamic weather system, would you play it?
It would be kind of weird.
Are you asking
I'm-
how many features
Yes.
need to be stripped
You
away?
gotta remember.
That is exactly
Yeah.
what I'm
But
getting at.
like Rockstar games have always had a dynamic weather system.
Sure. Okay. So
you're saying not
that's
a
fair,
Rockstar
that's
game?
That's a fair point. Let's say what elements what new elements would need to be stripped away for you to not be excited about that game?
Dude, if it looked like Skyrim, I probably wouldn't play it.
If it looked like a
Yes, if it looked like a 7-year-old game, I
Yeah.
can understand why you wouldn't super be
But
excited.
their
about it.
track record is actually pretty, like it's pretty good.
Have you
Solid.
seen the Metacritic scores for Elder Scrolls games?
No,
They're very high.
I believe you.
They have a very good track record.
Nick, I believe you.
Then
Doesn't,
I
doesn't
don't-
appeal to
I
me.
just
Yeah, but again, there are probably racing games that have very high
Yeah.
Metacritic scores. I have no interest in playing them. Like,
But this is an open world.
yeah,
Well conceived, well put together world.
Listeners, you have to Google. Is it Morrowind? Oblivion?
Which the example that I showed you?
Wait,
I was
what's-
showing off the Radiant
Oblivion.
AI demo.
What's the?
Oblivion.
I was showing
there
off.
was an online one. Elder Scrolls Online.
Yeah.
Check that out. That
don't-
came out what?
Yeah,
3
but
years
that's
ago.
dude. That's
It came out way
online
more
game.
than 3
Like
years
online
ago. That was
games,
like 5
are-
or 6 years ago. But
All right. Well, at
Um,
least it's not 10 years ago like Skyrim. so let's look at that game. Looks pretty bad.
But it's online.
it is a different beast.
Grand Theft Auto is online. Do you know? What
It's
I mean?
like saying.
But it's not that. Oh man.
It's like you're comparing. It's like saying Warcraft 3 is really good, but World of Warcraft's terrible. Yeah, they're different games.
I know, but are we talking about online games now? Is that what we want to talk about?
Yes, we are. But like, man, that Elder Scrolls Online looks, I think, better than some of Oblivion, and definitely better
Oh, of
than
course.
Morrowind.
Yeah,
But not as good as Skyrim.
What?
Yeah.
Skyrim's quite beautiful, and I.
Well,
I
okay,
think-
actually, I'm
It's-
thinking of the remastered
The
Skyrim.
remastered
Like the
one's pretty
remaster
good.
does look really nice now.
Like Blake, you're telling me this thing. I'll Google it.
Yeah.
Okay, and I'll decide.
Yeah.
For myself.
I don't really have a fucking.
But they're like, what I want to say is they're a very exceptional companies. Like
Yeah.
things. When I say Last of Us looks really good, it's incredible what they're doing.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And Nick, like, you're not really into art, like computer generated art, and how to pull off like a detail map or like a
Sure.
blended normal
I
map.
I do not closely follow the technical side of art,
It's,
and I'm not an artist.
to pull off just the main character.
Yeah.
Is a huge amount of work. Like if you look at
Absolutely.
God of War, like
Yep.
Kratos in that,
Uh huh.
that's like 3 years of development.
It's impressive.
Like in the main character, it's
Mm.
Yeah.
mind blowing.
Yep.
And so when I look at an Elder Scrolls game and it's
Yes.
first person and I see bad hands, I'm like, they only needed to make hands, but they're bad hands.
It's not only first person though.
Okay, but
It's
okay,
it's
and then
first
I look at
third
the
person. It's your character is built by yourself. Like, okay, the hands are based on your race. Your face is malleable, so it's a different beast.
What do you mean
So-
malleable?
As in, like, you can there's lots of customization there, right? So, you can end up with weird looking characters.
That might be where you think it's spreadsheets, because that's probably the most spreadsheety it gets. Is like
I
tons
think
of sliders,
Some
and
sliders at
tons
the
of
start.
Yeah,
I actually think character customization is not great.
I think character customization has been it hit a peak, I think, with like around Skyrim, and since then
Wait,
it's not
have you
been,
seen Black Desert? And
oh
their-
Jesus, yeah,
and their
that's, oh
customization?
my God, I'm not counting that.
Like it's
That's out of control.
it's cool to like make a person look like you.
Yeah.
That's cool.
But I'm saying there was a time when like you could show all the character customization in a demo,
Yeah.
like in a presentation, and people would be like, "Oh my God, this is amazing!" But now it's just like, I think people care less,
Yeah.
and want to know more about the actual game.
Yeah, and then you see like a Fallout character, and you're like, these people look.
Yep. Because what was
Quite
that?
disgusting.
There was the first Dragon Age game, I think, had their demo was just they released a character creator, and people went crazy over it.
Yeah.
And then the game came out, and they're like, "Oh, well, I mean, they still liked the game a lot, but it was just like I don't know who cares about character customization
Like the
these days?
reason
You
why
don't need that much like detail, I don't think.
the reason why I'm like showing a little resistance towards a character customization thing is like they're giving these tools, a very basic version of these tools, the developer to the user.
Yeah.
And you don't get any specificity. You don't get to like tailor it like a Last of Us character. I guess that would be the height of it, like the thing of like someone very specific
Yeah.
to that world.
Yeah.
That has a very specific story. Do you know what I mean? And there's something more interesting there, even if the narrative's the same.
It is a very different game.
Yeah, I acknowledge.
Right. That is a story about two specific people. Right.
Yeah.
Whereas your Skyrims are about your Elder Scrolls games are about a blank slate character.
Right.
And you create your own story. Right. And that's part of what appeals to a lot of players is the sense of being able to make your own mark in that world and establish who you are. And part of that comes from the character customization. But also a lot of that comes from your own actions within that world and how they impact that world. So, for example, this is one of my favorite things. Back in Morrowind, there were a whole bunch of different factions in the world. Thieves Guild, Fighters Guild, the Morag Tong, which was like the assassins who were secret underground. And you could climb the ranks of most of these, but at certain points, as you climb the ranks of these guilds, you realize that some of these guilds have tensions with other guilds, and high tier quest lines for these guilds would require eliminating members of other guilds.
Yeah.
And that would lock you out of progressing along that guild
That's
anymore.
something I didn't like in Skyrim because you could just become the leader of every
Yeah.
faction.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's an interesting thing because, like, on one hand, you're removing player freedom by adding that, but you're also creating this sense of permanence and place
Yeah.
within that world.
The one thing I don't like about that kind of system is typically it's that similar romance system where I'm just doing this one thing for this one thing and it's ticking up another counter and it's like if I achieve 100 on this one counter, I am now
Let me give you
king.
I'm going to
Yeah.
give you an interesting example of a quest in I think this is in Oblivion. There were some assassination quests or what you had to like. There was a quest. I don't remember the exact specific details. You had to kill someone. Like your standard fantasy game, you can sneak in there, stealthily. They're asleep. You don't wake them up. You kill them, or you can follow them around while they're awake and find them isolated somewhere and kill them. But there's a whole other way you can handle this. You can find an apple, coat it in poison, sneak into their room, pick their pocket, and put the apple in their inventory, and just leave. And then later on, you discover they've died.
How do you
Ate
coat
the
the apple
poison
in
apple.
poison?
Without being poisoned yourself.
There might be a poisoned apple. I don't remember the exact details.
Yeah.
But this was. I just remember this was a specific thing that could happen.
That's pretty cool.
So how does that
the
person
freedom-
that's sleeping not feel the apple go into their pocket like a regular person?
Because you're super skilled.
Yeah.
You got
Because
Because
their
it got
inventory
high
system
pocket.
is a thing that's not viewed in the world or
Yeah,
anything.
yeah.
It's not represented in anything
But that's like
apart from
Sure.
like a thing.
but that's like every game, right? Like there's no game
How do you
where you're
carry
physically-
17 guns in GTA? Like,
Yeah.
In Red Dead, you put them in your horse,
Yeah.
okay.
and you can
What-
only carry like 2 guns.
What I like about Last of Us, right,
Mm.
is that you see the weapons on Joel's back.
Yeah, it's cool.
I really, really like that. I always, and you only have you can only carry a limited amount, which I really like.
Like in Red Dead 2.
Yeah, yeah. But I like that. I always like the idea of your inventory is represented on your person.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I like that too. I like, I guess, you know this in a Rockstar game. There's a lot of nuance. There's a lot of subtlety. So, like when in animations, for
Sure.
example. So when you go back onto your horse and you put your gun back, he'll slide a gun back into its pouch,
Mhm.
and then he'll put his other gun and he'll reach over and he'll get on his tippy toes, and then he'll slide a
But
rifle into the other side.
that's like I think that's like a level of detail that you don't like other games. This is why I'm saying Red Dead's better. just so you know. That's like a level
Escalate,
of detail.
escalate.
yeah. That's a level of detail that like other games might not even think of because they'd just be like, oh, you walk up to a horse and you open an inventory of the horse.
And I
do
guess
do you think that there is a limit to that though? Because now every time you want to mount your horse,
Mm.
you have to wait for this animation to play.
maybe I don't know. I
Is that
wonder
gonna
what the other
become-
scenarios are.
Frustrating. I mean, the other scenario would be that no animation.
I don't
plays,
know. I
right?
mean, I think
Well, I
it's
wonder
just-
if he jumps on with his guns in his hand still or something, or if it because like to
Yeah,
get
if
away
there's- if there's
might
lot
be a
of
thing, right?
flexibility in
Mm.
that. That's really neat. And you know what? As I've said it before, I think this is going to be a really cool game.
But I think that also depends on how immersed in the world you want to be. Like I'm fine with like always having a little animation.
Yep.
If it's not too long, because it's immersive in the world.
Sure.
I guess to boil it down, Nick, I like to see cool tech
Yep.
in things beyond video games too. I like to see like cool cars. You know this about me.
Yep, you guys had a massive argument
Oh my
about a car.
goodness.
But
Yes.
it's just cool tech, and it's nice to see progression. And when
But-
I see,
but tech doesn't strictly have to be visible.
what do you mean?
Going back to like, okay, AI improvements in AI are not necessarily visible.
They kind of are
But some of them are.
because
Certainly.
that's how you typically recognize it, right?
Sure. Yeah. I mean, you will see an action, but like, okay, GTA, let's say,
Mm-hmm.
the way people get into and out of cars,
Mm-hmm.
right? Whether they walk around the long side or the short side of a car,
Mm-hmm.
that's an improvement in pathfinding. Does that matter to you?
It kind of does. Yeah, I'd like to see. There are some situations where like your car's on its side.
Yeah.
And you're like, this is pretty funny. I think I broke the game here. And
What
then
about-
he just climbs out the other passenger door,
Mhm.
which is cool
Yep.
to see.
Yeah.
Or if you really break it and you're just like submerged under cars, he just happens to like appear on the top, and you're like,
There are some
wait a
real-
minute.
man. Getting into and out of cars in GTA, you get some real weird stuff.
It's funny. it's interesting because like those systems do break,
Yeah.
and it's cool to see how far they go.
Sure.
But then when I see like something happen where I don't know, I hit a guy's take his legs out when he's running,
Sure.
and then he hits a pole or something. It's just funny to see that
Here's-
subtlety.
okay, what if let's talk about consequences then. Let's talk about let's say Red Dead 2.
Mm-hmm.
Would it matter to you if your actions had repercussions when you weren't around?
What's an example? Give me something.
You this is I'm just pulling this out of my butt. Literally no. You poison the well.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you come back, you hear that a bunch of people have died because and they don't know why yet or something.
I think that's
And
great.
you were never around for that.
That's kind of cool. But I
But
will say
you also didn't get to see that play out.
that's fine.
But then you could, if you never came back to that village, you'd never know.
Yeah.
You might hear
consequences
rumors
ever.
about it.
Yeah.
You might talk to someone in a town. They'd be like,
Mm.
"Just came from blah blah blah." A
This
bunch
is
of
like-
people were dying.
Tree falling in the woods. But
Hmm.
there is
Yeah,
like
yeah.
there is apparently you can be an arsehole. So they had like an honor system in
Yeah.
the first Red Dead Redemption, not Revolver.
Sure.
So they had an honor system. You could be an honorable person.
Yep.
Or you could be an arsehole. And apparently, if you're an asshole in a certain town, rumor will spread about you.
That's cool.
And so if you go into a shop, they're going to be like, hey, just so we're clear, like, don't do any
mess around.
shifty. Yeah.
Sure.
So they'll call you out on that kind of stuff.
Yeah, that's neat.
And like in bars, the same will happen.
So that's a system that, despite it not really being visible, you would find that important.
Yeah, I kind of like that nuance.
Yeah, so you're looking at tech improvements on all fronts, not just visible tech.
Of course.
Okay.
And it embodies that. From what I've seen, it sounds pretty crazy.
If I would like our listeners to email us some games for us to play that have interesting invisible tech improvements. How's that sound?
That's a tough one.
Invisible tech.
It doesn't have to be invisible, but I want it to specifically not be like, look at this
Graphics.
water.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
not graphics.
Non-graphics.
Non-graphics.
Yeah.
But improvements from what?
Mermaid Man and
Just-
Barnacle
just-
Boy's car.
Just
Improvements from what, though? Like, what do you
the
base
Wonder
it on?
Woman's jet.
Yeah, I was thinking that.
Yeah.
I'll leave that up to the listeners.
Just say this has an interesting
Yeah, this is an interesting new advancement in
something.
collision.
Nanotechnology.
something.
Yeah.
Like,
There you go, Nick. Invisible tech.
I don't know. Like there are lots of weird, interesting advancements being made in games that we
In
don't.
games?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like to think that I've got my fingers on the pulse, and like for some of them.
Certainly, yeah, you do. And I want to hear about some of the things that I've never heard about.
Mm.
You know, I want to hear about interesting, weird AI stuff. I want to hear about interesting, I don't know, skill systems that are groundbreaking. Just email us.
I thought the
at
Nemesis.
frenzyquestions@gmail.com.
I thought the Nemesis system was pretty
That's a good example.
groundbreaking, and then
Yeah.
I was expecting that to show up in other games, and it
Mhm.
never did, or hasn't yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
Interesting.
was cool. There's a lot of content around pulling off something like that.
Yeah,
so.
yeah.
Yeah. There is indeed. frenzyquestions@gmail.com. You should email us some games that you want us to try out that have weird, groundbreaking things. Yeah.
Guys, I was planning on streaming me getting this cup because I'm going to the midnight launch, boys. Yeah, you'll be able to see me in Henderson if anyone's. But
It's a fan meetup in Henderson.
Wow.
But anyway, midnight launch, and I was gonna start streaming it, but unfortunately, I don't have the hardware. It turns out like capture cards are like
Yeah.
ridiculously expensive.
I was wondering about that as well because
Dude, it's
how,
like
how to stream PlayStation.
Doesn't PlayStation have their own streaming thing built in?
So they have one that you can do over Wi-Fi, but it sucks. Like I've got a 4K HDR TV, not to brag, but like
Wow. Well, look at Mr. Big.
How many nits?
Yeah.
bro. But the streaming thing over Wi-Fi, the PlayStation solution is pretty shit, and it's laggy, and it maxes out at 1080. I don't know if it will support HDR, so I kind of just want to play it at its purest form. So I'm just gonna not be streaming it until
how good's your phone camera?
Yeah, I just
Let's go old
mount
school.
that.
Yeah.
You could do a signal split.
Yeah, so I've ordered hardware.
Yeah.
And I will start streaming it like when I can. But for now, like unless I get the hardware in before then.
So people will be able to, in theory, eventually watch that on Twitch.tv, I should say, /FrenzyCast.
Yeah. And what's cool is like the last streaming session I had when I was just working on a model was really cool. Like
Yeah.
a lot of Path of Exile fans showed up.
Oh, dope. How many people?
Geez, I think there were like 15 at one point.
Oh wow.
Nice.
And just making,
Have you got any subs?
I was making it. What do you mean subs?
Oh yeah,
people
we've
that
got
subscribe
tons.
you?
We've got tons.
Subscribers.
Man. If you looked at
On Twitch?
yeah.
What?
Oh, like followers?
No, I meant like people who pay money.
Oh, well, I don't know about that.
Oh, okay.
I don't know about subs.
I don't even know how you set that
We got
up.
followers though.
Yeah, we got followers because we're always getting emails of such and such as following us on Twitch.
Yeah. Shout out to
Nobody told me.
any new people.
Hey,
Yeah.
tweet at FrenzyCast if you're on our Twitch. No, I don't know.
So
You don't have
did,
to do
did
that.
you know the last time you streamed that got mentioned on Reddit? Path of
Yeah,
Exile
yeah.
Reddit?
So that was
Oh, really?
that was
Yeah,
pretty
that's neat.
that was pretty funny. That's
Yeah.
kind of why it spiked. But
Chris H, who was on the podcast about the Xbox and other things, he was watching.
he was there, yeah.
Yeah.
And he introduced himself. I was talking about Alex at the time, and he was like, "Can confirm," and I'm
oh
like,
shit!
"Yeah, badass." And it was
Wow.
cool when Chris stopped by. So I don't know, maybe you guys should stop by as well. Chime in hang out in the chat.
Let me know when you're on next time.
I want to get some. I need to get some fucking.
Some equipment, right?
I'll
just start
streaming.
I'll start trolling you. I'll be like,
Awesome.
man, this Red Dead game.
This
is
is
great."
Zelda. Zelda's got rain as well.
What is this, a mobile game?
But yeah, the twitching stuff's cool, and I hope to be doing more of it.
Cool.
That's awesome.
You can
That's really
you
awesome.
can also contact us at facebook.com/frontseatcast. Frontseatgamer.wordpress.com is our WordPress site. You can leave us a comment there. We often read and respond to them. YouTube.com/frontseatcast. We have had several subscribers, and congrats to Bex for being the most viewed episode of Front Seat Gamer on our YouTube page.
She beat Chris and Jonathan
Single-handedly.
Yep.
It was really impressive.
Yeah.
I didn't realize how crazy that was.
People like Bex.
Yeah.
So we'll
much more than us. So much more than us.
Based on those numbers,
Yeah.
300 310 times more than
Yeah.
I think we need her on as a permanent.
So Bex is going to replace me as host. Personally, we're also on Spotify, so you can subscribe to us on there and listen to us on there.
We've got tens of listens on Spotify.
Damn, gotta get Bex
We
on.
will be.
Get on Spotify.
We're part of the. Are we still part of the Australasian Gaming Podcast?
Yes, we are.
We are.
We are.
Still part of that.
We're there.
Are they doing anything?
They do stuff in Australia. I keep a look on their Facebook, and like they're always organizing like little events and stuff.
neat.
But that's in Australia. And
Yeah.
We're in
it's
New
just like-
Zealand,
Yeah,
so.
we're not.
Hashtag AGPN on Twitter. That's them. We want to thank Leanne. We often forget, but she still did our logo.
Mhm.
That's leanneboutin.tumblr.com. And Andrew for our music. That's NAUGHT for nothing.com. And we'll be back in a couple of weeks, probably with Red Dead talk. Yeah?
Some Zelda comparisons,
And
probably.
probably me just infuriating Saveun.
Blake, are you gonna be playing?
Can't
it?
wait.
Yeah, shit, yeah.
Cool.
I'm playing the shit out of that game.
Please, because Nick, you gotta get some hardware.
Yeah, I keep forgetting to borrow someone's PlayStation, but that's the game I really want to play. I really want to play Last of Us. I really want to play God of War. Those are the
Last
three
of
I'm
Us for sure.
interested in.
Oh my goodness.
And we'll be back in a couple weeks. Okay, we love you for listening. Bye. Bye.
You don't get 100% Metacritic score. No one's getting bonuses. No one's getting paid. Oh man, speaking of not getting paid, did you guys hear about Telltale?
Yeah, I was about to bring up Telltale.
Yeah.
Talk about fucking work environments. They're pretty much just made to fend for themselves, basically.
Oh, they were let go and then get paid.
Yeah.
it
Let
sucks.
go.
It's
No
terrible.
severance, and that
Yeah. that
they
sucks.
they were all let go.
Yeah.
Like they had half an hour notice or something.
Yeah, that's
And
really
some people had been hired like the week before.
And had moved and shit.
Yeah. It makes no
That's
sense
really
to me.
shitty.
It makes
Yeah.
no sense to me how that can happen.
It's bad management. The way I can tell you how it happens. They believe there's funding coming through,
Yeah.
and they believe that they need to hire these people to work on the project that the funding is coming through for, and then it doesn't happen, and then they realize we have no money left.
See, that's what I don't understand. Is that
it's
they're just
terrible
like,
fucking management.
oh, we suddenly just realized we're bankrupt.
Yeah.
Everything was going fine last week. Oh, wait, we're bankrupt now.
Yeah, no, it is shit management.
Yeah.
Is Telltale the Tim Schafer thing?
No,
What the
that's Double Fine.
Okay, because I was like, are those fucking guys?
No,
They
Double
made,
Fine haven't done much for a while.
They've done a lot of smaller games.
Yeah, they're kind of an indie studio.
I mean, they are an indie studio.
Yeah.
I was confusing the two, man. I was kind of angry
Oh,
because
right.
they like Kickstarter and shit.
You're pissed off at Tim Schafer. Sent him so many angry tweets about Telltale.
Max Schaefer, you fucker.
And they made the Walking Dead thing, right?
Yep.
These guys.
Walking Dead and Wolf Among Us, and
That's a goddamn shame.
yeah, it really
Talk
is.
About, like, bad work conditions. Imagine, like, I think that's one of the worst. We fucking let go with 30 minutes notice.
Yeah, it blows my mind how that
Happened
is
to Game
possible.
Watch,
I
though.
don't understand how they can be let go. I don't understand. Well, I guess I do understand because they're bankrupt, but I don't understand how they seem okay with letting people go without any pay.
It's because the management was trying desperately to, and I don't agree with this, but they were trying desperately to get more funding to keep the company as a whole going.
Yeah.
And they don't see paring the company down as a viable option. And I don't agree with that, but that's, they are expecting funding to come through, and the funding doesn't come through. They've screwed themselves.
Yeah, it's pretty ridiculous.
They didn't plan for it.
Ridiculous.
Yep.
But what's been good is that I was following it on Twitter for a while, and a lot of the devs, there's been like heaps of support for like getting them new jobs and stuff, which has been great.
Day of,
Ubisoft
tweeted that they were going to have a free lunch for everybody from.
Oh wow.
From that studio.
All the newly made homeless.
They said we're shouting you guys lunch. Come talk to us about job options.
Yeah. See, that's great.
I think
that's great. What's cool is like when you see like, cause most gaming shit on Twitter is like bitching about like garbage people bitching about stuff.
Yeah.
And then you see like the devs like come in and like have something bad happen, but like all the other devs